Okay, so my name's Allan de la Torre. I'm 30 years old, and I'm a barber.
Nice. Not just any barber. You're my barber.
You're a barber, yeah.
That's a big
Friend
deal.
first, barber second.
Yeah.
Either one works. But yeah, been cutting hair for about 12 years now, and yeah, just haven't stopped since I started.
Yeah.
So,
is that the dream, to cut hair?
honestly, the dream was to be a veterinarian.
Okay.
Yeah, veterinarian. That was just something that I wanted to really, really do. I love animals, and I was like, dude, I need to figure out a way to work with them, you know. But I couldn't. I don't think I could have gotten past the surgery stage. Like if an animal needed surgery, I don't know if I'd be able to handle it. But obviously they train you for it, so you know. But yeah, I was like something, you know, ASPCA, like you know, relatively close to that or something. Yeah, that was something I would have loved to do.
Okay.
Barbering was just something that was a hobby on the side that I still didn't see as a career, even after I, you know, had the opportunities. I was just like, oh, and just kind of like, nah, we'll see what's next, you know. But until I actually really tried it and realized that I was actually pretty good at it, and I just kind of went with it and didn't ever look back.
Awesome.
And here we are.
Here we are
making bad decisions.
not that bad. Not as bad as you might think.
No, okay.
Okay. You opened the new shop recently.
I did.
How's that going?
That's been awesome, man. It's slow and steady. Manny and myself, my business partner, have been able to open that. We've been working together for quite some time. That we just realized that, like, hey, we're both headed the same direction, so why not do it together and help each other out? You know, make it a little bit at least easier, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we've been doing solid. It's called La Receta. So if you guys are ever in Escondido, make sure to stop by. You don't need to get a haircut. Just come by and say hi. Get a beer, water, complimentary. Yeah, man, just good time.
Yeah. And how's it in terms of the business? Like, how are the numbers looking compared to your previous setup, which was just, I mean, I'll let you explain, but basically just, you know, you and the boys in a warehouse, right?
Right. That was awesome, man. That was a great experience. And that was mainly, I guess as years went by when we were in that, it was something we realized that it was more of a maintaining ourselves, our business, not really something that would have, maybe it could have gone somewhere else, but for the most part, it was something maintaining until we were deciding on what to do personally, you know, whether our own business or maybe eventually open up all of us something together. But the differences there, not so much. It's mostly schedule that changes. But also when you own something, you start to realize that schedule has to either improve or like just either you're there longer than what it is because you now don't have something that you're sharing. It's yours and you decide how well it's going to be and how bad it's going to be, you know, at that point. Meaning that it takes, you know, marketing and you know, all of the door knocking if you like to do that, you know. It's more time consuming, just like any business that you're ever willing to own.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I've realized, that as financially, obviously everything comes out a lot of the times out of your pocket, you know, and that's just something you have to you're willing to accept moving forward. But it's only temporary, you know. If you keep telling yourself it's temporary, like it will only be temporary. And if not, it's like the mentality how we were talking about earlier, you know, like the mentality you choose to have is where you'll guide yourself and lead towards, you know.
Yeah.
So we just try to have a positive mentality and just hopefully, you know, like the money and the numbers will come.
Yeah.
That's something that we've noticed for sure. But also at the same time, you got to make good decisions as you go, you know, for the business.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
yeah, the perseverance is important,
right?
For sure. Now, how do you deal with, do you have like a separate set of like bank accounts that you use for the business versus like your personal life? Okay.
Yeah. Definitely. You definitely have to have your business and your individual, you know. Obviously, a lot of times you already have your individual one. So all you do is just kind of open up a business line too. It could even be a personal account, but you call it your business, you know. And there's obviously you're using it for different things. When taxes come around and everything, it's easier to just do each, you know?
For sure.
So it gets kind of confusing when you're just doing it all through one. So, but yeah, we have a bank account, business bank account.
Good. So there's no commingling, but like everything here is just like Al's personal life. It's not the business.
Correct.
Right.
I guess I should have gotten you business ones too.
No, it's okay.
No?
It's okay.
Okay,
That could be a different discussion, but
Okay.
we'll just look through these today. What about like financial goals, right? Like where do you want to be? You know, in terms of savings, in terms of investments, any kind of big purchases on the horizon?
Definitely home, you know. I think that's where everybody wants to be. Financial freedom, as it's, you know, you hear it everywhere, and it's very real, you know. That's definitely where I would want to be. Savings, of course, like you want to make some, and on top of that, and have savings, you know, like it's usually now. It used to be, I think back in the day, it's like you make some and you make something and then you have some, and then it's up to you if you want to save because you're still doing decent. But now it's like you have to have those 3 steps, you know, as things, especially here, I feel like in California, you know, but it's okay, you know.
Okay.
You got to work a little bit harder. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So home
for sure. If possible, more businesses, more shops, you know. If a certain time Manny and myself can just kind of open up a shop where he's at one and I'm at the other, and then we have a third one where it's just our manager or whoever it is, we stop by here and there. But just having different shops to choose from. Honestly, it's funny to say. It might sound funny because you say like, no, it's not even for the money, but it's just because it's something I've always wanted, you know. Like it'd be sweet to just have, and I feel like when you put that kind of mentality into a business, it's never going to be something you do only for quantity, you know, quality as well. So, and eventually everything else starts to surround it and bring it in, you know. That just sort of stuff just takes some time. So it's like long term that you got to be kind of like prepped for, you know, or prepared to do. Yeah. So yeah, man, a couple businesses, home, and some savings, obviously, for the future for children, you know, and family if they ever need it, you know. Obviously, myself, my family included. Okay. But yeah.
And savings. So I have the checking accounts here. Do you have like a separate savings account or?
That's more like at home.
At home. Oh, so you're stacking cash at home.
Exactly. Okay. So, I mean, yes. Like not under like the mattress kind of type thing. It's more of like a safe thing and everything. But I do whatever is left from what I deposit from my you know, that'll be my savings for my bank account. But I also have a cash savings as well. Okay. Hidden, very hidden. Yeah. Nobody will find it.
I would hope so. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Only IRS. They'll find it.
Well, maybe not even though. They don't have to know everything.
Right.
No, just kidding.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And it makes sense because you have a cash business.
Cash business, correct.
A lot of deposits coming in. It's interesting in your bank statements. In all the bank statements I look at, there's 100 transactions, for example.
Right.
95 are withdrawals, and there's maybe like 5 deposits.
Right.
You are the complete opposite. You have so many deposits.
Yeah. Yep.
Which is fantastic.
Yeah.
And we'll go through these more in a little detail, but
cool.
Okay, so we keep the cash at home in a safe.
Not home.
Yeah.
Not home.
Someone else's house.
Somebody's right there waiting.
Someone you don't like.
Yeah. Somebody there's waiting.
Yeah.
Wherever it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah. So that worries me a little bit because not just the physical security risk, right? Like the house burns down or something. Right. I'm also thinking in terms of inflation, right? Like 3% a year is what it's been and what it probably will continue to be. So I'm a little worried that you're just losing purchasing power with that money just sitting there at home.
Yeah.
Have you thought about opening up like a high yield savings account for that?
No, I mean, yes, everything's been always like thought, but never put into action. Like, for example, I've had friends that are really good in the market, in like the, what is it called, in the market, you know, like trading and all of that, which is one of the thought that I hate. I personally hate doing that because I got to wake up at a certain time and it's just like another job that I don't love to do. and it's going to take some time when I would rather enjoy doing something else that was for my actual business. So I've thought of like investing into a friend that does that, you know. Here you go. This is for you. If it works long term, you know, I trust you that you can make that happen for me. And I see that as an investment because, you know, I understand. I prefer the long term because if it's short term, you got to invest. Yeah. You got to like, here you go, like 10,000. Here you go, like whatever. I can't do that. And I'd rather just like, I'm okay with long term. So that's one thing that I've thought about doing. Savings, definitely. Like a savings account. Just never went for it. I always feel like I'm pretty good at saving at home. And it's just something I don't know if it's traditionally come with, like I've seen parents do the same thing where they save their money cash. So now it's just something that I feel like is safe. If it was safe for them, why can't I do it, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely something that.
Yeah. No, I mean, times have definitely changed since then too. And when I say high yield savings, I mean, I don't mean actually investing that money, right? High yield savings is just a bank account that pays you like higher interest, like around 4%. Right. Is what you can find. So there's not really anything to it. You just kind of let it sit there and accumulate interest. So that's what I would actually prefer you do with that cash that's at home. Yeah. Because otherwise you're just losing out every year. Right. Getting, you know, weaker and weaker is your purchasing power.
I've heard of that before many times where it's just like either if it's a video or something or like actually I think I saw one of your other videos too where you mentioned that as well, and it's just like I believe it too, you know.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. So definitely look into that. And I can give you some recommendations if you need them. But okay. Cash at home. It might have worked 30 years ago, but things are different
times now. Different times. That's true.
Yeah. So yep. Step number 1. And then, I mean, we can look at your spending, your income, your expenses. It seems like your income obviously varies, right? Because, you know, you're not a salaried worker.
Right. Inconsistencies with, you know, with businesses. Like, the barbershop is just like a lot of other businesses, it's up and down. You know? So, yeah. So in the month of May, we starting balance of 521, ending balance of 243. So net negative a little bit there. As far as your expenses go, I mean, really your biggest expense is rent, right? Yeah, I think it's rent, 2,164. And then you had this ACI Westlake payment, $350. That was a previous car payment.
Previous car, okay.
Yeah, that's definitely non-existent anymore. It's a lot bigger.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we can talk about your new truck outside.
Yeah.
But so this old car payment is done, and this is going to be replaced with a new car payment.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about that one. What's the car and what's the payment?
So it's a truck. It's a F-150 Raptor first generation, which has been the dream truck since they came out. You know, the first generation specifically. So. Once I got the opportunity with that loan to swap over to this truck, took the opportunity. Said I live blocks away from my business, so I was like, why not? I don't need to ride my truck that is a bigger motor, V8, wastes gas.
Right.
I can walk there, I can jog there, I can ride my bike. So I was like, time is now. And eventually, as I get prepared to buying a home, because that's something that I'm definitely focused on. I'm like, okay, well, while this loan is being terminated, as time goes by, knowing that I'm willing to spend a little bit more monthly, so I get rid of all whatever interest is, I think I'll be good to go when that happens. Credit will be hopefully better than what it ever was, and then that's the thought that goes into the future as I enjoy whatever I've been wanting for years.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. And how much was the loan for, and what's the interest rate?
So loan is 30.
30K. Okay.
For 15%.
15. Oh wow.
Yeah.
That is not great.
Not ideal.
Yeah. Which did you get the loan? You said through your credit union?
To Westlake Financial.
Oh, Westlake Financial.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the one that came out of there.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not ideal for sure. Definitely and I don't know if it's, I mean, obviously it has to do with credit, but also since it's a used vehicle, a lot of the times those percentages don't really go down too much. But I feel like since I wanted to do it on my own, I didn't want to like no code because they offered like, hey, you get a co-signer or something. I was like, you know what, I'd prefer to just focus on my own credit, and if I have to take a hit, then I'll sacrifice it for now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So what's the new car payment then?
The car payment is $800.
$800. Yikes. And how many months is it for?
50 months. 50
Is it 6
months,
years
60
or 5
months?
years?
5 years. 5 years.
5 years.
So
So 60
60
months.
Yeah, 60 months. 5 years, right?
Yikes. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we are paying $48,000 for a $30,000 truck, essentially.
Correct. Yeah.
Not good.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, not good.
Okay.
But it is good.
It's good. I mean, I'm sure it feels good
No, I know.
now, but I don't know. That $800 payment's probably going to feel a little bitter in the next few months.
Yeah, so that's why I have to focus on paying a little bit more so that interest is doesn't hit so hard and is actually paid off sooner than 60 months if possible,
Right.
Okay.
So if we assume June's income is normal,
Mm-hmm.
that car payment is like 11% of your take home pay,
Mm-hmm.
which is, it's a lot more than it should be.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But that's the only debt that we have at
Correct.
the moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Makes me feel a little better because, like you said, we got to chip away at the car payment and pay more every month, so that we don't end up paying $18,000 in interest. Yeah.
Tell me, dude. Tell me. Tell me.
Okay. It's a pretty sweet car or truck for what it's worth.
Yeah.
So.
And I always said I was like to soften the blow for myself when I was actually going through the finances, because we went weeks through this like negotiation until I was like, look, dude, if you just can't give me these numbers because I understand where my situation is, then I just don't want to waste your time or whatever, Okay. So like, when that happened, I'm just like if you just make it work, because this has been, I always said, like, if you want to make payments on something, you make sure it's something that you've always wanted.
Yeah.
If not, then you just honestly, personally, I feel like I'm just throwing money away. But in this point, I'm also doing that.
Okay.
But for something that you've always wished for, I guess,
Yeah.
A dream, I guess, or whatever it is. And I'm a big car guy, and I feel like that's my downfall.
Yeah. It's an expensive hobby.
It
is. For sure.
Yeah.
Probably one of the most expensive.
Mm-hmm.
But, okay. Yeah. Well, so I guess in terms of income, right? Like, I guess if we take a step back, June we had 7,000 in deposits. May was 4,000. So I guess would you split the difference and say that's like a typical month, like maybe 5,000, or what's the kind of?
So I tried to do
10,000.
I try to shoot for 10 on a month. So that means if, hopefully it's booked, first of all. But so I've tried to shoot for 10. And if sometimes people want to book me for a different extra longer times, and if I can sacrifice it, I do it.
Okay.
So I'm basically doing the opposite right now of what I want to do in the future.
Yeah.
But mentally, I'm telling myself it's only for now, and telling myself that I have to keep it only for now and not keep dragging on until when you're ready to make those big house payments or whatever it is, So that's what keeps me kind of going, where I'm just like, I need to force myself to put in, to work, since the business is open now, like it's going to come no matter what.
Yeah.
But obviously at the same time, try not to make those crazy expenses that, they're going to hurt. They're going to hurt,
Yeah.
So I just try to keep a balance.
Yeah.
But car balances are usually not the best.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And when you say 10,000, do you mean like gross, like bookings, or 10,000 is what you take home? Take home. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. So then May and June were kind of like slower months, it seems like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is that just like a seasonal thing, or is it because you moved to the?
A lot of it is seasonal. I noticed that a lot of seasonal, especially how things were going. Kind of, they were a little bit shaky as the months go by, and that's been happening as the 10, 12 years that I've been cutting hair. You've seen it more now than it was before, where things are now affecting people's like decision of spending and things like that. So, that's what kind of reflects on those statements.
Interesting. Okay.
But Yeah.
So this could be the new normal then if things don't improve on like a macroeconomic level.
Correct.
Have you seen that? Like, have you lost clients, or do you notice that
As in, like,
people aren't coming in anymore or as often to get haircuts?
Because of everything in general, like
Because
of
of like
life
the
in
economy.
general. Yeah, for sure, definitely. And obviously, prices has gone up in haircuts as well. You know, I don't like to go too crazy on haircut expenses, as I've heard, you know, other places, because at the same, I don't want it to affect the business as of now. When you know, so yeah, I definitely lost some clients mainly because of my schedule. I do adjust my schedule a lot now. So now it's staying consistent to where I know the schedule works for me and for the clientele, which is either before work or after their work.
Okay.
You know, it's like a double shift.
Sure.
So,
Sure.
And so far, yeah, it's been it's maintaining for sure.
Okay. So we can still kind of assume 10,000 is like a good, you know, take home pay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, well, that makes me feel a little better.
Assumption. That's, yeah.
Because, yeah, well, the rest of your expenses are not, I mean, this is probably one of the most reasonable, like, spending patterns I've seen.
Okay. I was actually a little scared before coming in here.
No, I promise you, this is one of the best situations.
Yeah. A lot of things do get spent in cash as well. But the thing is, I don't know if that's something you're going to bring in. So the way I want to do it is like, it's for banks, you know, you want to show consistencies because they see this, your transactions and what comes in and out and whatever, because they notice on what your spending habits are. And to you, they're like you're a flight risk, you know, like we can't really trust this person in being able to make these payments. So by the looks of it, and that's on paper. Yeah. So the things that aren't really like matter too much, I guess, or whatever it is that I need, a pair of shoes or whatever, you know, that stuff is just mainly cash, you know.
Okay.
And that's been, yeah.
What percentage? I mean, if you think about everything you spend in a month, right? What percentage would you say is spent in cash versus spent on the debit card?
Percentage wise,
just roughly.
Now I want to say it's probably like I felt it a little bit more on card, so maybe it's like could be like 60-40 to be kind of exact.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, so 60 being more like cash than 40 being, you know.
Okay. So basically the spending here, if we double it, that's like your true monthly spending then, is what you're saying.
Could be. Lately it's been a little bit more manageable because, you know, I've been not spending on things that I realize I don't really need. So it's just a kind of guesstimating, you know, from what I remember and what it feels like. But yeah, sometimes depending on what it is that I need to purchase, whether it's for the shop or whether it's for personal, you know, then yeah, it could be double.
Yeah.
Not consistent, but it could be double. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So, I mean, let's disregard like the cash purchases for now because we don't have like the solid numbers for those. Like, let's just assume that this is kind of the bulk of the spending, right?
Yeah.
The biggest category that I see besides rent, obviously, is like restaurants, fast food, which is typical, right? In May, do you want to guess how much you spent on eating out?
In May?
Yeah.
What was that? So May, June, July. That's probably that was when we were opening the business. Okay. So I know for sure that one has to be high. What is it?
It's $597.
Let's go. Yeah, man, that month, and I wish Manny could prove that, could tell you as well. Like, we weren't focusing on home cooked meals, you know, or like it was all just like Jack in the Box or whatever was available, Panda Express, you know, like just to get us by to keep working on Yeah, so definitely, I agree.
Yep. In-N-Out, Chipotle, Burger King, Panda.
Yep.
Jamba Juice.
Yep.
Okay. It was a little better in June. June we spent $359 on restaurants. So not bad. And we had a couple of transactions I wanted to ask about. Just things that were kind of interesting in the month of May. So we had this trade-in Selra ES, $72.
Trade-in?
Selra, I think it's ES for Spain. Is it like a Spanish company?
Trade-in ES.
Trade-in Selra. It's that middle one right there. Oops.
Selra ES. I have no idea, but you said it's from Spain.
I Googled it, and I think it's a Spanish company, but I'm not positive.
So I think this might have been a rug for the business.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because then I did realize that it was taking forever to deliver, realizing that it was coming from Spain. That's what it was. Yeah, yeah.
Man, yeah, that's kind of that's a long distance purchase for a rug.
Yeah, I didn't realize it until I was like, why is this taking weeks? Like, I was about to email, and it came from the thing, and it had like so many patches on because it was coming from a different, Yeah. So that was a rug for sure.
Okay. But it finally came in?
It finally came in and didn't use it.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't fitting the feng shui.
All right. Okay. That happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Cool. And then we had, so what's interesting is like these Venmo transactions. So you'll get a lot of Venmo deposits.
Correct.
I'm assuming some people
Business.
pay you right, through Venmo.
Business, Apple Pay, and Venmo.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But the amounts are kind of weirdly specific though. They're like $63.87 and there's 3 of them. Do you know why that is?
Yeah. So those is probably being like, say I get paid $6.70 or something with tip or whatever it is, 65. I'll probably Venmo a friend for something that he helped. He paid for food or something, and that's kind of, or I will already have some sort of dollars in Venmo that when I get deposited 60, it's now 63.
Oh, okay.
So that's when I'll be like, you know what, transfer. And I used to be terrible at sending that over to my bank and having that, and then when all this whole doing people IRS doing taxes off of, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna just send it all where it belongs into the bank account,
Yeah. So
and it's been helping out a lot with bills, with things that I'm not running to the bank all the time or like wondering what's next to, it's just always there. So
yeah,
trial and error.
Okay. Cool. And yeah, I mean, do you want to take Venmo? Like, I feel like if you just take cash, it'd make your IRS situation a little smoother.
So the only reason I do still Venmo is because, again, it saves me trips to the bank where I'm just like, okay, and then, I mean, I'll still make a trip to the bank because I know I have to deposit more, and to make everything right and even, as for tax purposes. But still, I know sometimes I might not even say somebody just comes in, hey, bro, can I Venmo you today? Can I Venmo you today? And it's all like mainly 5 appointments. And then I'm like, oh, cool. I saved myself the trip to taking this to the bank now. So that's why, of course, cash is king, and I would prefer to do cash just because, it's so much better.
Yeah. Okay.
But, yeah.
Oh, it's StubHub, $134.
What's StubHub?
StubHub? Like sports tickets?
Oh.
I think. Or it could be an event.
Yeah, no, it was an event. You're right. It's a concert.
Oh, concert.
Coming up, yeah.
Nice. And then TGI Fridays in TJ.
Yeah.
$179.
That was my sister's birthday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So that's probably like a big family
Yeah.
gathering.
Yeah, I was definitely.
Okay.
Luckily, it's in TJ, so, it was, that probably would have been triple the amount if it was,
Yeah.
But yeah. Actually, it was still actually more because I paid some in cash, and then whatever I needed was the rest on the card. So
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. It's another kind of interesting one. Playtime Tlajomulco. Another Mexican purchase. $27.
Playtime Tlajomulco. That's definitely where my dad's from. But
yeah.
What is it? $27?
$27. I mean, that's the converted amount. I don't know what it is in pesos.
So it might have been, I think it would have probably money I sent to dad.
Okay.
Yeah, it was in like I used the rest for the card, whatever. Same thing, like there was some cash and then the rest of the transaction went onto the card.
Sure.
So that was definitely,
Okay. Nice. And then they do charge you fees, but they're pretty, they're like 25 cents or 5 cents.
For what? For Venmo?
For the conversions to pesos.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You could save money on that if you have a lot of transactions like in Mexico. There's cards that'll do like no fees for currency transactions.
Oh,
for
really?
Currency exchanges, yeah.
Huh,
I think it's what is it? What card do I have that does that? I'm not sure exactly, but there's credit cards that there's no fee for foreign exchange. So
Oh, okay.
So if you pay for something, in pesos while you're there, they won't charge you a fee. They'll just
I need that.
Convert it. So
yeah, I need that for sure. I'll get that from you.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, how often do you probably go to at least TJ? I mean, once a month, maybe.
Probably once a month now. Yeah, it used to be every weekend.
Okay.
Just to go see family, and just now I'm like, all right, it's starting to hurt.
Yeah, yeah. No, you're definitely. I mean, you don't have credit cards at the moment, do you?
No.
But you definitely seem responsible enough to manage a credit card without racking up.
Right.
Debt. So, yeah, I would look into like cards that have
just like low interest rates or APR.
Well, it's not the APR because you're going to pay it off every month anyway. So you won't be paying interest, but they won't charge you a fee for foreign currency transactions.
Okay.
So like if you go swipe that card in TJ, they're not going to charge you anything extra. They'll convert it at a rate which may not be like the best prime rate for conversion.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
They're not going to, charge you an extra 50 cents on top of that.
Okay.
So
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, credit card is something that I think it's another traditional thing that I've heard back in the day. Don't get a credit card because, and just kind of like, all right, I stayed in the back of my head. And then when I realized other ways to build credit without having to use so much of a credit card, but then that's when I was like, oh, okay, well, there's no much of, but then now you're realizing that when you're getting into some loans, they want to see more of revolving credit, meaning they don't want to just see one, they want to see more than one because they sometimes might feel like you could only do one sort of credit lines and can't really afford anything else.
Yeah.
So that's something I know eventually is going to have to get a good credit card,
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's good for building credit, right?
Right.
Even if, if you don't use even if you're not paying interest on the card, it's still going to boost your credit score because you'll have that credit history, right? And that actually makes me wonder, like when you got the loan for this car or the truck, did they pull your credit report? Like, what was your credit score?
On this one or from
just like your credit score, like
I think I was at when I got the Mercedes. The reason why I got the other car, I did it with I solely did this to help with the credit, which it was a car I could have afforded to go and purchase because it wasn't expensive. But I found one through the dealer that I liked, and I was like, hey, look, I'll give you this much down and then help me with this or create a loan for this short what's it called? Obviously the interest was the percentage was kind of high, so that's another thing that I was like hoping to get paid off quick. But it was a short 1 year loan, basically 12 months, 15 months, and those tend to help you a lot of the times because it's I guess anything shorter than that, the bank sees that, oh well, you were able to afford this, so credit's not really going to go up. But when they see you extending it to 12 or 15 months, they realize that you're actually consistent and making these payments, and your credit actually goes, So when I started, I was about like 580, 590, and then I turned around and I was at like 680 when I came up to this truck.
Yeah.
So it helped out for sure. I saw a percentage go from like a potential 20 something percent to a 14, So at that point I saw it as like, yeah, I deserve this, I'm working on this, but it's also kind of like, nah, dude, like you should be able to just kind of like think a little bit more clearly sometimes.
But no, I would open a credit card just for the sake of building up more credit history too.
Right.
And the two biggest things that are going to impact your score are on-time payments and the utilization, right? So if they give you a credit line of, let's say, $10,000, you want to you don't want to use up $10,000.
30%, right?
Under 30%.
Under
right?
30%.
So you'd want to be, I mean, I would even stick to like less than 10% because your spending isn't that much anyways, right? You'd just be using this for like
groceries
trips to Mexico.
Mexico. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I would definitely open up a card.
Okay. Definitely noted.
Yeah. And I think you can trust yourself with a card. There's nothing here that tells me that you would, be problematic with a credit card.
Yeah. Something that I also learned that I'm not sure if it's helpful for is like if you don't use a card for 4 years or 5 years at all, obviously being paid, they close it out. Is that true?
Yep. And they will, your credit score does go down if you close a line of credit too.
Yeah. So that's why this is a bank teller that told me, or a manager. He was like, hey man, just don't use your card, and eventually you're going to get a letter in the mail saying that, hey, you haven't used this card, we're just going to cut it for you.
Yep.
or, get rid of. I was like, dude, that's helpful. This is stuff that that coming from Mexico and like, you don't learn from here, you learn either trial and error or asking questions, but we don't really ask so many questions like that. So
even for people growing up here, right? Like this stuff isn't taught in school. So
true. Yeah. Right.
I mean, it's not like you're alone in this either. Yeah. Definitely. Financial literacy, huge problem. In this country for sure. Mm-hmm. But, no, I think you definitely responsible enough. Some people should not have a credit card, and I think you're not one of those people. So
yeah. Oh, I'm gonna prove you wrong, dude.
No, don't prove me wrong there.
No, definitely, yeah. The credit card for sure has been something. It's what it is. A lot of times it's just being able to control yourself, I guess, when it comes to like, or a lot of times I find that you find yourself in a situation where you're just like, oh, that's more expensive than I thought. Okay, credit card, fine. Yeah. And then now you find yourself like going above than what you were hoping to go because it was an emergency or whatever you could have been potentially avoided. But yeah.
And you don't even have to worry about that because you would only bust that card out when you go across the border, right?
Right. Yeah.
So, easy.
Yeah. That's why I'm here.
That's it.
Giving good ideas, man. I'm going to do that.
I got you. Not a whole lot of interesting stuff in June. We had Canva, $103. Is that a monthly or annual subscription?
What was that? How much?
Canva?
How much was it?
103.
Canva. Why am I not familiar with these
Canva's like
things?
the online photo editing.
Oh, that was for flyers.
Oh, okay.
That was for our flyers for the business.
Oh, so you bought the physical flyers.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
I bought those, and I think there's probably two on there. Oh no, there's one actually. Two. The other one was on the business account.
Okay.
We ran out sooner than we thought, so I said, hey, I got to do this as soon as possible. Just use
Okay.
Anytime it's for the business, it hurts, but the thing is, like, it'll come back. As long as it's done, I guess, in a smart way.
Yeah.
If you want to say
Okay. Cool. And then Allstate $297. Is this the insurance for the new truck?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is this?
I think this is the first month. This is just the first month because of the moving, connecting it to a new vehicle or transferring to a new vehicle.
Okay.
And it was, and I think that insurance coincidentally went out or was when it ran out at the same time that I made the switch over to this truck. So I think that new transfer and everything, and obviously the difference of the vehicle went up for that first month. Okay. But I was hassling with them to try to help me figure out why it was going to be so expensive. So they're like, no, just the first month, and I think the second month it should be at about 180.
180.
And so on. I think it will be like 180 from now on.
180 a month. Yeah, it's not cheap.
No.
How much higher is that than your previous car?
I think previously I was paying 130, 120, 130.
130. Okay.
130 for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, this is one of those fees or the costs of a car that people don't really take into account, right? Mm-hmm. The insurance, the registration. Well, I mean, this is an older truck, so it's probably not a big deal, but like registrations for newer Teslas, those are like $700-800.
Really?
Yeah. But
yeah, anything even newer too. I want to say, right? Like
anything newer
vehicles, it's close to 1,000.
I don't know about 1,000. I think maybe for a gas car, probably at least 500-600, maybe at the most.
Dang.
But yeah, EVs are more.
Yeah,
because they're not getting their gas tax, so they're
true. So
they get their money this way.
Yeah. I see.
Yep. How many miles per gallon does that truck get?
Miles per gallon. That's what I like to say. No, it's definitely like 10. Average right now, it's 10.6, so close to 11.
Yikes.
I'll say 10. I won't say 10 to 11, but it was close to 10.
Is that premium gas or regular?
Premium. Yeah, I try to use premium on all my cars, but it is premium. Like I said, it doesn't hurt so far because I live close to work, so I don't drive it when I go to work. I drive it when I have to go across town or when I have to go to TJ, when I'm have to, these are the things which I don't go to TJ too often. Mm-hmm. But I do go, I do use it in town, and obviously in town it's could go down to 9, like 9 average, which is nuts.
Yeah.
For a 6.2 liter.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Okay. Smiles per gallon.
Smiles per gallon, baby.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you filled up at Vaughn's for $111.
Yeah.
So that was probably filling up the truck.
That was actually no. It was almost. It was yeah. I think it was like a shy of like probably like $25 more. Okay. It was like it had $25 in the tank, you know, so that would fill up the truck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. This truck, man.
Yeah.
She's a beast. She's a beast in your wallet too.
Yeah.
What about retirement? Like when you are 60 years old, do you still want to be cutting hair?
Honestly, yeah. I've always seen myself. So like I grew up having, you know, when I was a kid, I would have old barbers, you know, then in Mexico. And that kind of to me was like, oh, this is kind of cool. Like, but the thing is, I don't want to cut for the rest of my life. I want to cut selectively, you know? Okay. So say I want to cut for 3 days and that's it, you know, and then I just want to cut hair. And then because I miss it, go back home. And because I have clientele that still follows me, and you know, that's what I would choose to go forward to. But again, it comes back to retirement. Like that's just, you can't live off of just cutting 3 days a week unless you're charging $200 a haircut, which is crazy. You know, maybe not crazy. I don't know, but that's another conversation to barbers. But yeah, that's definitely something that I should be thinking, but just don't think of it now, just because I'm like, I need to focus on one thing only, and then the rest will eventually start to like, okay, cool, get this, get that. But yeah.
Well, we definitely want to start thinking about that because, like you said, I mean, I think you want to build up a nice nest egg so that when you get to that point where you're older, you maybe still want to cut hair for, you know, the love of the game or whatever, but you know, you don't want to have to rely on that for your income.
Right.
So I think what we got to do is we got to start saving for retirement.
Right. What would you recommend?
What I think you should do, because you're self-employed, I want you to open up a Roth IRA. Okay. IRA is just an individual retirement account.
Okay.
You open it up with a broker like Fidelity, Charles Schwab. Very easy to do, very simple. You don't need investment know-how. You don't need to be actively managing it. The thing about the Roth IRA is the money that you put in is already taxed. Okay. Right? So when it's time to take that money out, whenever you're ready to retire or start withdrawing, that's going to be tax free.
Oh, okay.
So you put in let's say $10,000 now. You don't touch it for let's say 30 years. I'll tell you what that would be worth in 30 years. So that 10,000 would be worth $76K in 30 years from now. And that's in today's dollars, right? So 76,000 in assuming, accounting for inflation. So the real dollar amount that you'll actually have will probably be closer to like 174,000.
Correct.
But because of inflation, it'll feel like 76 in today's money. That's just if we put in money today and don't touch it, right? I think ideally what you want to be doing is contributing the limit. The annual limit, which is $7,000.
Okay.
So in your case, let's assume we have nothing in retirement. Saved now, we're going to invest for 30 years and we're going to invest $7,000 annually. You want to take a guess at how... What's that?
It's not bad. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
It's not bad. No, not at all. You want to take a guess at how much that'll be in like future dollars, like not accounting for inflation?
Not accounting for inflation, 7,000 a year. For doesn't matter how many years.
30 years.
30 years.
Yep.
Close to 200.
1.1 million.
Oh, damn.
But again, that accounts for inflation, right? So the real kind of amount you'd have is like 660.
So how many years ago would that have been? Like, would you say it's like without inflation? Obviously, it's been many years. So what? I guess what I'm asking is like, at what year would that play into a role? Like, without obviously inflation, like how long ago?
How long? Like you mean?
Like with like how money was and like how much of the? I'm not sure if that's the right.
I mean, the past inflation doesn't really come into account, right? We're considering like, I'm assuming that it'll be 3% a year from now until 30 years from
30
now.
years from now, yeah. If it keeps going the same way, correct?
And I think it probably will based on how things are going in the government.
Yeah.
So 3% is probably a safe bet to assume. The stock market returns about 10% annually. So you take the 10% return minus the 3% inflation, that gets you like the 7% real rate of return.
Okay.
So 660K in today's dollars, that's what you'd have in 30 years.
Damn. That's really good.
So plenty, it's a very healthy nest egg to live on.
And that's just something like maybe that's something I need to ask them, but is that something you could just, I wouldn't want to pull it out anytime before 30 years, but say you have to for whatever reason that it is, you know, are you allowed to take it out for anything else, or is it only sole purposely for retirement?
So you can, with the Roth IRA, you can withdraw any amount that you've contributed.
Okay.
At any time.
Oh, I see.
What you can't take out before you turn, I think 59 and a half, is the growth. So if you deposit 10,000 into, let's say you invested in one stock like Apple.
Okay.
And then that grew to 20,000 in a few years, you'd be able to withdraw the 10,000 tax-free, penalty-free, because that's what you put in, right? The other 10,000 is growth. So you wouldn't be able to touch that without penalties.
Got you.
Yeah.
Without penalties, which is, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
that's good.
I think so. The Roth is, I think, one of the most powerful retirement tools. I think everybody should take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Especially you, because you don't have like a employer-sponsored retirement, like a 401k.
Right.
So definitely, we want to start investing in the Roth.
Okay. Sweet. Heck yeah. That's definitely something that I interested in doing, that need to do.
Yeah. Yep. So I would start, the best time to start saving is yesterday for retirement.
Yeah,
so
for your time,
I would do that very soon as you get a chance. And the reason it grows so much, right? Like we were talking about these massive numbers is because of that compounding effect, right? So in the first year you make 10%, not a huge deal, right?
Right.
The next year you're making 10% on top of that first 10%. And it slowly starts to snowball and snowball until at some point you reach this kind of, I guess, takeoff point,
right?
Where it just it snowballs into something huge. I'll put it this way: Would you rather I gave you $1 million today, or a penny that doubles every day for 30 days?
Probably the penny that doubles every day for 30 days.
Yeah. On the 20th day, the penny's worth like around $5,000.
Dang. Huh. This is the blonde moment right now, because like
you don't have to do the math. What do you think? Like what's your first instinct?
First thing is just to collect that mill and then invest it or save it. You know,
right? As
the penny, you're just kind of done after 30 days. But you could also do the same thing with investing whatever you received from, So it's kind of like at that moment, you're just kind of like, what is not what gets you not what you get more, but it's what you can collect more with time,
Yeah.
So I don't know. Probably the mill.
The mill. Okay. On the 30th day, the penny is worth over $5 million.
Yes, this is why I'm a barber. Not good with math. Wait, so you said a penny that doubles every day for...
Yeah. So the penny is worth $5.36 million by the 30th day.
Dude, that sounds unrealistic. That's crazy. But
that's because of that power of compounding, right?
Right.
Because after you hit that certain point, then suddenly the interest that you're collecting becomes more than the amount that you're earning through your salary in a given year. So day 27 it's 670K, day 28 it's 1.3 million, and then obviously from there, right,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, well I guess I'll take the penny.
If anyone ever offers you this penny on the street, dude, you take it.
You take it. All right, cool. So this is
So that's the same principle that applies to this retirement account, right?
Okay.
So if we assume 10% a year, after a certain point, that's usually around year 20 or so of investing. That's when we start to get these big kind of this big snowball effect. So the sooner you start, the sooner you reach that point.
To reach that point, yeah.
And that's why you want to start ASAP.
Yeah. Cool. Done.
Yep.
Done.
Love it.
I'm assuming you have the option to either do 7 a year or just do payments, right? Installments or whatever it is, just to reach that 7,000
you can invest a little bit every month,
right?
Or every week, however much you want.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. But 7,000 is the legal limit that you can.
Okay.
If you go over, you owe penalties. So.
Oh wow.
So be careful not to go over.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
You would think they'd be like, all right, cool, bring it on, man.
Well, that's why, because this is such a powerful tool, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they kind of want to limit you so you don't get too much benefit.
Right. Yeah. Huh.
So. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Perfect. Thanks, man.
Yeah, I think that's the game plan, right? So we want to pay off this truck because this is, and I mean, in some situations, if people weren't making as much as you, I would say like you can't afford the truck, sell
right.
it. But I mean, if we're pulling in 10 G's a month, this car payment is like what, 8% of your take home. So it's not terrible, and I think you can definitely manage this. Yeah. When I look at your like core kind of living expenses, just like rent, kind of utilities, like the basics, gas, groceries, so that gets us to like $4,000 a month that you're spending, right? So that's like 40% of your income. So we have plenty of room here to pay off this truck,
right?
Which is what we should do. Before we talk about that, how much would you say, like roughly, you have saved in cash?
Probably like 12.
12 G's.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's like 3 months of expenses, basically. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's good. I mean, you want that fund there, like for emergencies. Ideally, you want 3 to 6 months.
Right.
I prefer 6 because I'm more kind of risk averse, but it's up to you how much you want to put in there.
I have this limit where it says I've heard once, and it said if I don't have 5,000 in savings, I'm getting rid of everything. The toys, if I'm getting rid of all my toys, they're not worth it, Yeah. So that I've kind of been living off of that. Sometimes I'm like, nah, this time it's even a little bit more. Now it's like every year it will be like, if I don't have 6, if I don't have 7, if I don't have 8, just to kind of help me keep pushing and not just only limit myself to just that amount. Yeah. Because then you start being like, oh, it's fine, I got this, So yeah, I try to pressure myself into, Okay. But yeah.
Okay. Cool. Okay. So I'm gonna say let's leave that emergency fund as it is. Move it to the high yield savings account so that it builds some interest and it doesn't, get inflated away. But that extra cash that we have at the end of each month, we got to put this towards the car,
right?
Because this, what is it, 15% is crazy, dude. We gotta pay off this loan ASAP.
Yeah. So
I think you can easily afford to put another, let's call it 3 to 4K towards this, the principal of the car loan. And then you should be able to pay this off within, what do we call this? For 7-8 months. And and then we don't take out a 15% car loan.
Right.
Ever again.
Yeah. No, this is it. Project cars probably, I'm sorry. No, I'm just kidding. Probably will.
But no, so I think you're in a good spot with the emergency fund. All your extra money, let's call it at least 4K a month. I think we make an extra payment for the car. Because there's no way we're going to pay $18,000 in interest for the privilege of buying this car. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
So that's the game plan. Move the cash to a high yield savings. And then we make extra payments towards the car for the next 8-9 months or so.
Okay.
And in the meantime, we're going to take some of that other extra money we have left over. We're going to put it in the Roth IRA.
Cool. I like it. Let's do it.
That's the plan, man.
Yeah.
And then, the saying is we make plans and then God laughs, right? We never know what's going to happen. So that's the ideal scenario, but things could come up. You might have to dip into that emergency fund. It could take a little longer than that, but this car loan, we definitely want to get it paid off sooner rather than later.
Right. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. You're right. Car loan, paying it off soon. And then, thanks. A lot of good things that I've that not anybody was willing to tell you, you know?
Yeah.
Unless either maybe you ask or maybe they don't have the experience themselves, you know? So, or the knowledge. So thanks, man. Appreciate it.